Hello and welcome to game 5 against who is this? I forget. Oh, W Morrison, right. W Morrison. The kingdom has some draw in Wharf, Caravan, you have some actions in Port, Coin of the Realm. So it looks like we can build up a bit. Maybe you want to get some merchant guilds into play. I'm not sure. It looks like it'll pile out quickly between the wharves and the ports and the caravans. Maybe the coins because they're cheap as well. So we have to keep in mind Wolf Den. Uh, you want to have not unique copies or not single tons in your deck. You want to have at least two of them to avoid being penalized by the Wolf Den. So we have 3-4 here, and there's colonies on the board as well. So something to keep in mind. Maybe platinum is something you want to work yourself up to. So 3-4, I go for a silver on the 3. The 4, W. Morrison thinks about a temple, and then that made me think about a temple. I mean, I was thinking about it before. Temple is the only trashing. In the kingdom, it would be nice to get some. It's not crucial because Wharf draws a lot of cards, but it is helpful. Plus, there's Embassy to draw as well. I didn't mention that. But while I was thinking here, I thought what would my hands probably look like once I bought the temple. I may trash 2 cards and a state a copper, and then might be able to buy a coin of the realm. Then next hand, maybe get up to silver. If I'm very lucky, I buy Wharf and trash 2 cards, but I have to get very lucky for that to happen. So instead of going for that slower, what I think is a slower route with the temple, you trash, maybe buy another silver and a coin of the realm, and then on turn 5, turn 6, maybe you get your Wharf. I decided to go for Caravan and silver instead. That I think is a little faster at getting to Wharf. So I play him, I see my Caravan early, which is very good. Get to 4 here, which means I have 5 in the next hand guaranteed. 4 here could be the temple now, because I know the Wharf is coming guaranteed in the next hand. But I think I wait on the temple, and I pick up some ports instead. Here's the Wharf, and now I could think about the temple. If I had picked up the temple, then there was some chance of collision with the Wharf. So W. Morrison, they picked up a Caravan on turn 3. Turn 4, this is a sad turn for them. They did not play their temple to trash. They used it as a camel, way of the camel to exile a gold and pick up another 4 cost. So they didn't trash, and they got double 4 on their first shuffle. Double Caravan. So I get 4 again. Now I take the temple that I have the 2 ports in the deck, so I can, in the ideal situation, play Wharf, play Temple as well, trashing 2 cards. So they get, W. Morrison gets some ports here, makes sense. Still no 5 for them, right? Still no 5 for them. So this is what I was concerned about with the Temple opening, and you're seeing it happen live on the other side of the table, so to speak. This Wharf gets me into another Wharf, and I pick up that. And now I'm feeling very happy about my position. Where we 6 turns in, I like my position. I have a couple Wharves, I have a couple ports, and I have my temple. I haven't trashed anything, but fortunately, so my opponent also has not trashed anything. Temple again, look, comes down. These are bad draws for them, obviously. Comes down as way of the camel, and again only gets to 4, goes for a pair of ports. Here, I see both my ports, no Wharf, unfortunately, but the temple comes out and I'm able to trash and, crucially, still be able to buy something important like a Wharf if I want it. And perhaps here should have been a Wharf. My building after turn 6, I'm a little bit concerned about. It's a little dubious, so these might not be uh, the optimal buys from this point on. So here I'm thinking I probably should be Wharf in retrospect, but I do something different. I go for Caravan and Coin of the Realm. I'll explain the Coin of the Realm. It can help avoid a situation like here because there's no port in this hand, but the Wharf is here. So potentially I would draw into my action instead. If I had a coin on the mat, I would not have to worry about that. The second Caravan is to get around the Wolf Den, plus a little bit extra draw. Okay, so finally here I think, no, still no 5 for W. Morrison, turn 7. Bad draws. Bad draws. A second silver will help with respect to getting to 5. Luckily, I don't draw any actions of that Wharf, So I get a couple ports there to help offset that problem that may have happened where I could have drawn into actions dead. Plus, I want to build up a bit more, right? So I need the actions from the port to do so. Finally, 5 for W. Morrison. They get to their wharf. I chain, well, not chain, but I have a wharf in play and play the other one straight away. Something a little unhappy happens here. I play both my caravans. I didn't have to, but I wanted to try to get as far into the shuffle as possible. I thought it was better to do it this way rather than not play it and space out the draw more evenly. I know I have a habit of, wanting my durations to stack symmetrically, but I decided here it wasn't worth it. So 6, because I have the extra draw from the caravans, I want to add some form of payload. I think I'll be able to draw through the deck with the 2 caravans plus the wharf. My choice of payload is Merchant Guild. It could have been gold there, but I didn't want the gold yet. I want to exile a few then. Buy a gold perhaps. Second wharf for W. Morrison. So I am ahead, and you see here that actually I have overdraw by 1 card off the port. Will use that though as way of the camel to exile a gold. Now here, this is the bad side of having the 2 caravans in play. I have a little bit less draw. I did trash a couple cards, so it's not terrible. But the draw will not be as strong coming in here. So maybe here I should get a wharf perhaps. I considered gold at this point because I exiled 1, but I figured I could exile 1, 2 more gold, then purchase 1. Instead, I go for another Merchant Guild and another Coin of the Realm. So those are stop cards, notably. I'm not sure if I'll be able to draw through the whole deck at this point, but we'll see how far it gets there. Again, like I said, a little bit dubious buys maybe in the middle here. So W. Morrison is coming along slowly here. More ports for them. They get a wharf in place, so they're happy about that. I get my wharf in play, so I'm very happy about that. That was the critical part of this turn, and I'm almost able to see through till the end of the deck. So those buys on the last turn, the Guild and the Coin of the Realm, I'm not terribly unhappy about it. I thought about trashing with the Temple here, but again, I have the asymmetric draw with the duration cards. I have the 2 caravans in play now, and I definitely will draw the whole deck next turn. So I am going to use this to exile a gold and buy gold here to get 2 golds off the mat, and plus the 1 I buy. That's 3 extra golds in the deck, which I think I'll be able to see all of it. And then I even have enough left over for some ports or some caravans or something. I could buy the temple for points, but I don't think those points are important at all, especially with colony floating around. So it is just going to be another caravan to help with the draw situation. So W. Morrison finally has the deck that they want, I believe. Trashing coming along, they just cleaned up their last estate, I believe. They have 7. They've exiled a few gold themselves, but wait on it. They go for another wharf and their first Coin of the Realm. So I see my wharf. I don't see the entire deck here, so this is a little bit scary. The wharf doesn't have to show up early, right? The wharf could be in those bottom 2 cards. So I do need to put a little bit more draw into my deck, but I have a heap of money here, so probably this should be something like double wharf, platinum maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I am gonna buy at least 1 wharf for sure. I go for a platinum, and I take the last of the ports here. I consider the temple, but again, I don't think the points mattered. So there, I think that should have been at least 1 more wharf and another platinum. I have the actions from the Coin of the Realm. I didn't necessarily need to get those extra ports, so I should have switched those ports for a second wharf, which would have put my total to 4 wharves. W. Morrison sees their whole deck, and this is the value of the overdraw they're showing me, right? With the overdraw, you could use the ports or whatever leftover actions to exile gold, and they will offload a heap of gold from the exile mat here. And we'll be able to see all of it. So 5 gold in total for them. Massive, massive increase in their economy output. And this, yeah, you see it, right? This is not the draw we were looking for. I wanted to see at least 1 port here, but because my deck is not thin enough. I didn't have it under control for a few turns now. This is the price you pay. So I just managed to put 2 caravans in play, no wharves. I do see a merchant guild, which is helpful, but the wharf is what we wanted to see. Not happening. I thin 1 copper there with the temple. And now I think we are in the end game, or close enough to that I will buy the temple for the points mostly. Second platinum to satisfy the wolf den criteria. Second temple also does that. And that again should have been a wharf. I don't know why I'm buying caravan. Should have been a wharf there. I had the money. I don't know why I didn't buy the wharf. So 4 caravans, 4 wharves, 6 coins of the realm. We have to keep that in mind. wmorrison does not quite manage to see their whole deck, unfortunately for them. And they are going to build up even further with 2 more wharves, so they have half the wharves already. And on 10 here, they have to be careful. They can't buy 2 more wharves. I do have 16 and 4 buys. Probably. I don't have any wharves in play, but that means they're coming up, right? So 16 and 4 buys will be very easy for me to pile out, especially considering I took the points of the temple for a lead. So they are careful. They do play around that. They don't touch the wharf pile or the caravan pile from here. They get another gold and another temple. That'll bump them up in points as well, because they only have a singleton temple at this point. So to finish the game, I need what, 16 and 10, 26. I have $26 in the deck, but I don't have the draw to find it, I think. And I would also need to find everything, because that's 6 buys, right? I have 2 guilds and 3 wolves or something. So I would need to find all the wolves, all the guilds. That's unlikely given the cards I have in play. And yeah, doesn't come to pass. I do not see the 3rd wolf. I even have to use a coin of the realm here to get both guilds into play. So the play I make here, obviously I can't end the game, 1 buy short. I am going to take a wharf and take as much points as possible. The wharf is to help me pile out the game on the next turn. And with the 2 colonies to my name, plus the temple points, I don't think that wmorrison can pile out and get a points lead. In fact, I know they can't, right? Because they were behind in development, they don't have the guilds. So they only have the 5 wolves, which means 6 buys. You need 5 buys to empty the pile, and there's no single buy that gets them, what, 20 something points to take the lead. So this is completely safe according to my calculations here. Do you buy a couple coppers to gain 2 coffers? Maybe that's right. In the end, I decided not to, because I need the buys to end the game. The coppers are not buys. I have the money. I want to see my buys to end the game. That was my reason for not buying the coppers in that position. So wmorrison does not have a great turn either. They do have a heap of gold though. Goes for colony and province. I just need to find my buys. I have 3 of them, 4 in hand. Just need to find the guild. Where are you? Okay, there's the guild. And a quick check of the money lets me realize that I have enough for the pilot and for the victory here. So that's how game 5 ends. A little bit of shaky building through the middle perhaps, but we take it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.